what's up, you guys? Chelsea Briggs here with LiveOne, joined by Luke Harrison.
Now I found your love. Hold me in your arms. Strength of my heart. I've been through so much.
How you doing?
I'm doing so good. Thank you for having me.
Of course, all the way from Australia.
Yeah.
How has it been for you bringing your music to the States?
It has been amazing. I found that a lot of Americans seem to like us Australians, so that's
Yeah.
a great first step.
Yep.
And it's good to have a different accent as well.
It is, it's true.
Which has been awesome. But I think, yeah, bringing my Australian flair in my music here has been nice. I find that sometimes, you know, you actually don't realize that some artists are Australian because sometimes we pick up like words that we say in our songs.
Right.
And so you can't tell the difference. But I think for me, I've tried my best to, you know, put in little bits and pieces here and there to really show that I'm, you know, an international artist and bringing that over here to the States.
I love that. What has been, because I feel like what I love about Aussies is you guys have the best sayings. Like one of my best friends is Australian and she always says, "Let's go rock up." And I'm like, that
Rock
is
up, yeah.
the dopest. What's like a saying that people have kind of called you out on before
Ooh.
that feels different?
The best thing that I don't know if Americans ever get is brekkie, when we say, oh, I'm having brekkie.
Brekkie.
And you guys love to say that here.
Do you know what I will say?
Yeah,
Aussies know a good breakfast.
100%.
My favorite breakfast restaurants in LA are all owned by Aussies.
Really?
Yes.
You know
Best
what's
coffee.
funny?
Best
best coffee,
the best
100%.
everything, best toast, everything.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to talk to you about your music career. It seems like you've been playing music your whole life. What was
Yeah.
like the moment for you when you knew you wanted to be an artist?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't think I can remember a time where I wasn't in music. I started playing piano when I was 4,
Right.
and then I started picking
Wow.
up drums and singing. But I think the moment that solidified it for me, I was 8 years old, and I was singing at my grandfather's funeral. And, you know, obviously a really, I guess, solemn, sad kind of moment.
Yeah.
But I sang the song "You Raise Me Up" by Josh Groban.
Oh, it's such a good song.
Yeah, such like a gut-wrenching song.
Right.
And I think when I sang that, I was really able to see, I guess, the impact of my voice in the room, and what was once and I guess still was a really sad event, almost, I guess, turned into a celebration of life just from
Right.
that song. And so I think at that point, I was really able to see, I guess, you know, the impact that music could have on people's lives and see their expression changing. And it was at that point that, you know, afterwards we chatted about it, and I was talking to my family, and they were like, man, like, you know, your voice was really able to touch people.
Yeah.
And so I think from that point, it's always been a big thing for me in music that like I've always wanted to, you know, impact the world, and, you know, music can change everyone's lives dramatically. It's happened to me. Like I've been so sad one minute, I listen to a mad upbeat song, and then boom, you're like, oh my gosh, I feel so much more uplifted now. I want to go out, I want to do everything. And that's like the power of that music has.
Right.
And so I, you know, truly believe that, you know, with everything going the right way, that, you know, I'm able to have that influence, and I would love to have that impact on the world.
Your song "Make Me Better" hit the charts, the AC charts at number 25, I believe.
Yes.
Billboard.
Yeah.
Where were you when you found out that it had reached that?
Okay.
pinnacle?
Yeah, that's actually a good point. I think it was like late at night for me, and I was just like, hold on a second, what is going on? Because this has never happened to me before.
Right.
And so that, first of all, was crazy. I was like just jolted awake, like just a rush of adrenaline. And then like 2 weeks later, it went #1 in France and Germany for a day.
Huge.
And I was like, what is going on? I just kept climbing. And I was just like dumbfounded. But at the same time, it was like really crazy to see how music brings like so many people from around the world together. Like I would never think, you know, 5 years ago that I'd have people from Germany and France and Belgium listening to my songs.
So cool.
And so to see that happening is like really insane.
What do you think it is about "Make Me Better" that's like resonating so well with people? Like what's special about that song?
With this song, I wanted to write something that I knew could speak to a lot of people. I guess no matter what position they're in right now, whatever they're doing, what their situation of life is at the moment, I wanted to write something that could speak to anyone. And so I think that's one of the reasons why it's done so well, because people are able to use the message and use the lyrics of, you know, someone being in a really dark place and then using something to get them into the light, into the better place, to make it better, right? And so I think it's that concept with the lyrics that, you know, I've written that I think people can use for whatever's in their life. Whether that be a partner, a spouse, a friend, you know, someone that's passed away, whatever it is, you know, a pet, whatever it is. And so I think that's what's resonated with people really well.
What would you say your message is as an artist? Like, what do you want people to get away from it? Obviously, there's the inspiration, there's that making people better. But is there anything else that you feel you want to touch on in your music?
The big thing for me is, and I know that people say this all the time, but I really think that music can unify people that may be so completely different.
Universal language.
Right, that's what I'm saying. And so for me, you know, I'm still in the beginning of this amazing journey of life, and so I still think that I've got, you know, some time to come and some experience of life to have where I'm gonna, you know, navigate where I see my music and how that's gonna impact on people's lives. But right now, from the songs that I've written so far, you know, has that touch of, you know, vulnerability in it, and, you know, showing how people go from, you know, being in a bad place to a good place, navigating relationships, and I guess improving on themselves. Because everyone always has, you know, room. I'm, you know,
room to
testament
grow.
to that. Of course,
We all
always,
do.
right? We all do. And so that for me has been, I guess, one of the biggest things in my music so far.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you grew up doing music theater.
Yes.
Are you still doing that? And like, what would be like your dream role?
My dream role, that's a great question. I think I have several, right?
Okay.
The Phantom and Phantom of the Opera.
You just lit up when I asked you that question.
You
You're
asked me that
so
question.
passionate about it.
Because I actually love musical theater. I haven't
same.
been in
I
a
do too.
show in a while. Really?
I grew up
That's
doing
so
it
good.
too, but I was never the lead. I was like
Okay.
am a chorus voice, you know? But
that's the best part.
But I
though.
loved it. I have some of the best memories growing up doing theater. It was so much fun.
But-
Do you do opera?
So okay, that's crazy you asked that. I was a boy soprano when I was younger. So I
gosh.
sang opera.
Wow.
And I don't do it much anymore now. I'm
Can you
more
do a
contemporary.
little tease right now?
I could give you a little tease.
Can you?
Yeah, I'd be like, the Phantom of the Opera is there, inside my mind. Beware the Phantom of the Opera. You know. there you go.
Nice. Look at I cast you. If I ever become a director,
Yeah.
casting director, I should say.
I know. I remember seeing that show in Broadway this year, and I was just
So
like,
good.
oh my gosh, the cast was incredible. And I just
Right.
loved it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
working on an album? Like, what's coming up in 2024?
I have a few songs in the vault right now,
Okay.
which is really exciting. Really excited to get those out there. But yes, the album is the next step for me. I have some
2024?
songs- Probably 25. I'm
Okay.
gonna say early 25.
Right.
That would be like my head right now is sitting at. That would be like I think the best place for me.
Right. This is your debut as well, right?
Yeah,
your
that would
full
be-
debut album.
that'd
So
be
like,
like a
you don't
full
want to
debut
rush it, right?
No, 100%.
You got to take your time.
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, right now, I don't even know. I'm just thinking 2025, that'd be like the best. Early 2025. I don't want to prolong it too
Okay.
long. But that would be, you know, amazing. Like, that has
Right.
always been my dream to have albums out and to really paint a good picture and paint a story through those to people.
Do you feel like Make Me Better is a good representation of the music that you're going to be making for this next album?
Yes and no. I think Make Me Better has been a really great song that I've started out with. I love like acoustic feels too, so I'm really excited to explore things like that as well. I have a song coming up I'm gonna show you guys,
Okay.
and stuff like that I'm really into, and so I want to explore with, you know, different types of music in that album, and just really paint that picture of who I am as an artist, and really, I guess, express my identity as a singer and performer.
2025.
Yeah.
It's happening.